Hello everyone, back tuning into today's second video. So I've already had a look at the weather next week's 10 days. I'm going to be about in the first video today. It's on the home page. You can scroll down and have a look at that and leave link ads. This video is going to be having a look at the GFS Ensembles. I'm going out to the start of March with this. There was a suggestion in today's first video that we might get some slightly colder weather coming up right at the very end of February and into the start of March. So I thought I'd have a quick flick through the GFS Ensembles, all 21 members of them, to see what they are all showing for the end of February and the start of March. So we'll be starting on the 22nd of February with this and going through just to the start of March, I think it's around the 2nd of March. So, if running on with that, just say about the ads. Just articles on the page, just mention those. Have a browse widgets and click through the links. If there's any articles that you're interested in, help us page website. Thanks very much to do that. The website we're using for the Ensembles Watch is coming from mentorseal.fa. You can find a link to that website on the links page. So, we're going to start off with the operation, start off with the control run, I should say, which is a slightly lower resolution member of the GFS Ensembles compared to the operational, but it's run at a higher resolution to all the other ensemble members, if you like. So starting off with the control. On the 22nd of February, we find we've got high pressure down to the south and low pressure up to the north. As we run through, it looks like we turn quite stormy towards the end of February. This takes us to the 27th of February when we're bringing heavy rain and gale force winds in across the country. After that, we go through to the opening days of March on a showery note, still with a broad setup of high pressure being to the southwest and low pressure up to north. So I think particularly cold on the control run of the GFS tonight. This ensemble member number 1, and we're starting to get off again on the 22nd of February, looking quite unsettled in the area of low pressure coming through there, looking wet and windy. Another low pressure comes through on the 25th of February. By 27th, that low pressure running right across the country. Pressure is rising up to the north, so this one looks like going to pull in colder air, and by the time it goes through to the end of February and into the start of March, winds are going back into the east, and we've got high pressure back in over Scandinavia. So that one definitely turning colder for the end of February and into the start of March. A bit of a bitter easterly wind getting up there. Ensemble member number 2 has high pressure to the south and low pressure to the north on the 22nd of February. As we run through into the end of the month, we find high pressure remaining to the south and the east of the country, with low pressure up to the north and west, so nothing particularly cold with ensemble member number 2. Ensemble member number 3 has high pressure down to the southwest on the 22nd of February. Then it looks like we're turning stormy again through to the end of the month. Severe gales battering the country with bouts of heavy rain coming through as well. And then we keep it very unsettled through to the start of March. Low pressure is diving southwards across the country, will probably be pulling in cold air from the north and the northeast. So that one, by the time you get through to the start of March, is going a bit colder. Ensemble member number 4, starting off with high pressure across the country on the 22nd of February. By the 25th, it's turning very unsettled again, and this one is keeping it unsettled right the way through. So go through to the start of March, looking quite stormy there with ensemble member number 4. Ensemble member number 5 shows high pressure to the south and low pressure to the north on the 22nd of February. You've got a spell of severe gales there on the 23rd, and then it stays unsettled, very unsettled through to the end of February into the start of March. A little bit colder, but still broadly an Atlantic flow, so nothing particularly cold with that one. Ensemble member number 5 has severe gales again coming through across the country on the 23rd to 24th of February. This looks very unsettled, and then it's staying unsettled then right through to the end with ensemble member number 5. Ensemble member number 6 looking like this: high pressure down to the south with low pressure up to the north. That low pressure is diving southwards on the 25th, 26th of February, and we're trying to build some pressure up over Scandinavia there, trying to get winds into the east. I don't think it's going to quite come off on this particular ensemble member, but it has a go, and it's not far actually from getting high pressure back in over Scandinavia there at the end of February and into the start of March. Ensemble member number 7 shows high pressure to the south on the 22nd of February. And then it goes more unsettled to the end of the month. That low pressure slipping south was pulling in colder air from the north. Again, nothing desperately cold showing up on that one, but it certainly gets a bit colder as you get through to the very end of February and into the start of March. Ensemble member number 8 has quite an unsettled northwesterly flow there on the 24th into the 25th of February. Then high pressure starts building towards Greenland at the end of the run, so we finish up on the 2nd of March with quite a big blocking feature out to the northwest around Greenland. Low pressure to the south of it. This started to bring down much colder air from the north or the northeast. So that one looks like it's going in potentially a very cold direction. Ensemble member number 8 for the start of March. Hasn't really seen much sign of that in any of the other ensemble members yet, though. Into number 9, and we have low pressure diving southwards on the 25th of February, and then high pressure is building in behind it, although everything is staying westerly with this one, so not a particularly cold one with ensemble member number 9. Halfway through, number 10 shows that we've got low pressure to the northeast of Scotland on the 22nd of February. Then we go into quite a stormy spell for the end of the month, the end severe gales potentially, with just a hint there as we end up on the 2nd of March that we're trying to build a bit of pressure up over Scandinavia. These low pressures are going on a more northwest-southeast trajectory, so possibly a little bit colder there as we're ending February and going into the start of March with ensemble member number 10. Number 11 looking like this: severe gales and heavy rain for the 22nd to the 25th of February. Excuse me. And then it's staying unsettled with winds in from the west going through to the start of March, so nothing particularly cold showing up on that one. Number 12 has severe gales coming through the country up to the 24th. Major area of low pressure then dives southwards, and look at this, we've got pressure starting to rise over Scandinavia again by the 27th of February. Winds are going back into the east. That could be bringing some snow into eastern areas. And then, well, we have a go at getting that Scandinavian high embedded, but the Atlantic proves too strong, really, and we break it down very quickly into the start of March. So by the start of March, we're back into a milder westerly flow. Number 13 shows that we've got high pressure to the south, low pressure to the north again as we start off 22nd through 25th of March. And then we're trying to build pressure up to the north there around the 28th of February into the 1st of March. And we just finish up with high pressure sitting around the country, so it doesn't do anything particularly exciting there, but it has a go at doing something quite interesting for the start of March. Number 14 with high pressure close to the country to start off with, and this one is Atlantic driven generally, so nothing particularly cold showing up with ensemble member number 14. However, it does have a go again at trying to build some pressure up over Scandinavia there by the end. 2nd of March, pressure is trying to rise once more over Scandinavia. There's certainly enough hints here in these ensemble members that as we get through to the start of March, something colder could be looming, I think. Even if there's nothing all that definitive showing up just yet. Number 15 shows severe gales battering the country by around 24th, 25th of February, and it stays very unsettled and eventually gets colder as we go through to the start of March. This low pressure is pulling down cold northerly, northwesterly winds. They'll probably be bringing snow showers to the north. Number 16 has low pressure again exiting the country around the 24th of February. And then we keep things generally quite Atlantic based. But by the time we get through the 2nd of March, it looks like we're trying to get the winds back into the northwest again. So that one is close again to pulling quite cold air down across the country by the 16th of February. 17th shows that we have low pressure diving southwards across the country around the 25th, 26th of February. Pressure rising to the north, trying to get Scandinavia. The wind's going into the east again into the start of March. So that one looks cold, and it could well be bringing snow showers in across the eastern part of the country for the start of March. Number 18 has low pressure diving eastwards across the country early on. This is 25th of February with heights rising out to the northwest, turning winds into the north. And then we finish up with high pressure to the south, low pressure to the north. So it tries to get cold, but it doesn't come off with ensemble member number 18. Number 19, and penultimately, we find on the 22nd of February, we start off with high pressure to the south and low pressure up to the north. And then we try to build high pressure over Scandinavia again. Look, there it is around the 26th of February, 27th, pressure trying to rise. Doesn't really get into Scandinavia. But we finish up on the 2nd of March with high pressure through the country. And there is a ridge there over Scandinavia. So it's very close that to turning winds into the east. And then finally, number 20 has severe gales battering the country around the 23rd of February. Turns very stormy there for the 26th of February. And it just stays and remains very unsettled right way through to the start of March, with that deep areas of low pressure driving in from off the Atlantic. I think there's enough in these ensembles to certainly have some interest from a cold perspective for the final few days of February and into the start of March. So for the next week to 10 days, we're mild, fairly dry, although I think later next week it'll trend more unsettled and will probably bring some rain even down into the south. And then as we get through into the closing days of February, I think we're going to be watching out potentially for quite a stormy spell sometime around the 23rd, 24th. That's been highlighted quite well with these ensemble members. And then beyond that into the very last days of February and the start of March, as those stormy winds clear away, I think we're going to be watching out the high pressure to build behind those stormy winds, possibly to the north. And there is the chance, or the hints are there anyway, that high pressure might get itself to Scandinavia and get those winds back into the east from the start of March. Bring back winter. The 1st of March is the first official day of spring, but that doesn't mean we can't get wintry weather. Well, let's watch this space and see how things develop. But potentially the end of February and start of March could get colder. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.